Hello, I'm Jeff Patterson. This is Daniel Tran. Today we're going to look at some inside fighting tactics, work on how to get inside, some different defensive techniques that we can do, and some angling strategies as well. As we go through this, we're going to talk about some of the technical aspects of what we're going to do. I'm going to show you a few drills that we can play, and then at the end of the video, we're going to look at kind of a game or more of a live style play that you can work on with this training as well. So the first thing I want to address and talk about is in close guard. When we're doing this kind of training, oftentimes it's referred to as like a peekaboo style because you're trying to keep up here and be real tight cover. So we're going to work on 3 different covers. They're all good covers. It kind of depends on what you feel most comfortable with. I'm going to talk about a little bit about all 3 of them so you can have those and experiment with them and see what works best for you. So the first one is you're going to rest this part of your glove on the bottom of your eyes, kind of on your upper jaw here, and you're going to look over the top of your glove. And this is cover number 1. Number 2 is you're going to take the gloves and go up on your eyebrows or your forehead and look between your hands. So you don't want to be like this. You want to have yourself a little bit of a window, but not so much of a window that a punch can slide through. So you're keeping a window here and covering. And then the third cover we're going to do is kind of that pillar side cover where you're here and you can kind of roll it here and look through the center this way. So those are the 3 basic covers. Then we're going to look at the slipping. And on the slipping, it's real important that one, we have a good foundation in our stance. Because if my stance is too narrow and I go to slip, I'm going to be off balance and fall over. So what we want to do in our stance is have our feet about hip width distance so I can shift left and right and have a good base in my stance. So when I do the slip and I come over to the left, I'm only slipping over the ball of that lead leg. So this is my kind of gauge, because if I slip so far and I'm over here, again, now I'm going off balance and losing my stance. So I'm doing the same thing on the rear leg. A common mistake that I see when people slip to this rear side is they run away from the slip and their head goes not just to the right, but it also goes back over that right foot. Not that you can miss the punch that way and get your head out of the range of the strike, but the problem with that is if I come back here, now I'm too far away, it's hard for me to counter strike. And so usually when I'm slipping, it's because I'm wanting to get inside and deliver some punches. So when you're slipping to that right side and going over the ball of the foot on this side, I want to keep my head more forward and load up on this side of my leg, and that's going to allow me to come in. So with this drill, what we're going to do on the first drill is we're going to combine our slip with our half step. So I can slip and half step here, or I can slip and half step here. So this is the first one we're going to do. So Daniel, if you could come in, please. So just a couple times, I'm going to feed him the jab, I'm going to feed him the straight right, and he's going to work the left and right slip, and he's going to do it a little bit with the slip solo by itself, and then also with the half step. Okay. Good. Now, once you have that and you feel pretty confident, you can get past that punch, you feel good slipping to the outside with that. Now we're going to work on angling and getting in for that counter attack, because, could you come here please? If he feeds me the punch and I slip, but I come right back here, he's punching me again, and I'm still in his line of fire. So if I can get past his punch with the slip, I want to try to get to a position where it's hard for him to hit me, but good position for me to unload on him. So with this next drill, what you're going to do is you're going to slip off to the side of that punch, and then we're going to do an empty step or a crossover and change the angle. And we can do that on both sides. So I can slip here, empty step and change here, or slip, empty step and change here. And notice how when we do this, I'm keeping my weight forward into that next punch, so I'm heavy on that. If I come through here and I slip and then I come back here, I'm not going to have a whole lot of power when I come in with that strike. So you're going to come off here and then pop, stay forward on that next strike. So Daniel, if you could come in, please. So I'm just going to feed him the right hand, and he's going to slip to this side. And notice how also too, when we go to this side, you're going to change your lead, so you're going to be in a southpaw for a brief moment. So after he finishes that combination, he's just going to adjust and come back into his normal stance. So come here, please. So when I feed him the punch, he half steps and slips. Again, half step and slip. And then he zones before I come back, and now he's in this position where he's just going to go 1, 2, 3. Good. And I could do this where I'm working with the mitts as well. So then with the focus mitts, we do that same drill. So I'm going to feed him the right hand. He's going to come off to the side. He does his half step and slips, empty step, and overhand, uppercut, overhand. Let's do that side a few times. So slip, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's go the other side. Come this way a little bit. Good. Now, once your boxer is feeling confident and they can slip that, they've got good stability when they're moving their feet and slipping off to the side, now we can play kind of more of a live style play to make this drill more effective in sparring and in the fight scenario. So I'm going to have you come over here, and when we're doing this, I usually will be in the ring with their back up against the ropes, or you could do against a wall or whatever. We're going to use this edge of the mat right here, and so that way he can't run. He's got to stay in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just feed some random strikes, and when he sees the opportunity to slip off of the straight or the left or the straight right, he's going to respond with that combo. So as we're going through, I'm randomly feeding him some uppercuts, some hooks, and then he follows up. Yeah, so you get the idea. So as we start putting this together and playing it a little bit, he's going to get real smooth at getting that slip and angling off to the side, and pretty soon he's going to be so fast on that, he's going to be hitting me 2 or 3 times before I can adjust and turn and get the angle on him. So it's a great drill for getting inside and learning how to get those angles and be aggressive, get that forward style fighting. Hopefully you got something out of this and enjoyed the content. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel below, and if you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, keep your eyes open. We're going to go to a part 2 to this video, show you some other techniques and some things you can play from that peekaboo style as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.